Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, and I'd like to welcome you to the Daily Compliance News. The Daily Compliance News is an offering of the Compliance Podcast Network. March 1, 2019, the Lamb or Lion edition. First up, a story from the Financial Times about Elon Musk and what should the SEC do about Musk continuing to poke the bear and goad the SEC. At some point, the SEC had to respond, and the SEC has done so by asking a federal district judge to hold Musk in contempt. They have not asked for a sanction yet, but they've asked for the judge to hold Musk in contempt. Once you go in front of a federal judge, you really have lost control, and they may actually do something, but the SEC is in a really difficult position. The article quoted one former SEC official who said, quote, "The agency has actually revealed how completely toothless it is." Why is it toothless? Because it doesn't want to hurt the very shareholders if it throws Musk out. Next up, another article from the Financial Times. And for all those tech companies that thought it would be great to move to Ireland to save on your taxes, well, it turns out that Ireland's data regulator is very robust, and she's looking at 4 U.S. technology companies that have their European headquarters in Ireland, making her and Ireland the regulator responsible for enforcing GDPR. Helen Dixon, the commissioner, has indicated that she is taking a look at these companies. And it's Facebook, Twitter, Apple, and LinkedIn. And she could lay some significant sanctions on these companies because remember, GDPR, the penalty can be 4% of your overall revenue. Next up, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is apparently about to be indicted. As the New York Times reports, Israel's Attorney General announced his intention on Thursday to indict the sitting prime minister on charges of bribery, fraud, and breach of trust. The decision by the Attorney General was a culmination of a 2-year investigation into the prime minister's dealings with wealthy businessmen, both inside of Israel and out. This could certainly upend the upcoming elections and could end the premiership of Netanyahu. And continuing in Europe, this time moving over to the New York Times, or rather staying with the New York Times, we have another article from the sporting world, a story from the sporting world on doping. And this is about skiers. So 5 elite skiers and a doctor were among 9 people arrested Wednesday in doping raids in Austria and Germany amid the Nordic Skiing World Championships. So for those of you who thought that skiing was clean and pure, I guess that it's not. So dopers arrested in Europe. I am back from London, and I hope you enjoyed last week's stories where I took a look at compliance, ethics, and corruption from the UK press perspective. This is Tom Fox. If you have any ideas for the Daily Compliance News, please feel free to email me at tfox@tfoxlaw.com. I'd love to hear from you. As you may know, we've had several new offerings on the Compliance Podcast Network. One of those includes Popcorn and Compliance, where Jay Rosen and I take a look at compliance through the lens of movies, both current, contemporary movies, and classic movies. Also premiering in December. And finally, Mary Shirley and Lisa Fine have premiered their new podcast, Great Women on Compliance. I hope you will check that out. It's a great podcast series. We have several other offerings that are in production that will go live hopefully in Q1 of 2019. I hope you will check back to see the offerings on this Compliance Podcast Network.